Hello everybody, my name is Vyacheslav, and I want to share with you my experience of study the streams in Dart. The official documentation describing streams includes the information on stream class and other classes from Dart async library. Then it's an article. It's a tutorial of stream, and it is called asynchronous programming streams. And there is another article creating streams in Dart. All of that is an official documentation, and here in this article I'd like to give an advice. The topic transforming an existing stream has an example, and in my opinion this example is very complicated and not clear. I think it's time consuming to understand. And if you cross over this topic and start the next question in this article, it will save your time. It's my opinion. And by the way, I think Dart documentation should have a feedback service in order to know whether it is useful or easy to understand or not. Also, there is videos from Flutter team in YouTube. In this video, Andrew Brogdon tells about stream in Dart, and in this video I discovered for myself event loop. But first things first. So let's get down to business. In this slide, we can see a comparison of stream and future. These classes both represent an asynchronous programming, but the future has the only one event, and the stream has a lot. So the rocket is single. And it requires several minutes to achieve the target. And here machine gun has a lot of bullets. They also they as well arrive to target listeners not immediately as a future. The syntax the syntax of stream differs a little bit. Instead of a keyword return, we write yield, and the keyword async we replace with the async with asterisk. And on the first sight it seems to be too simple, not significant, but when I read an article and I faced with the keyword yield and I got stuck. Nobody and no way explained the meaning at that moment. And here a little bit down we have an examples where they show the difference between future and stream. Instead of return we use yield, and instead of async we use async and asterisk. We can imagine and compare the stream as a conveyor belt. In the article Fundamentals of Dart Streams, an author says, for me the best analogy for a stream is a conveyor belt. You can put an item on one side and it will automatically be transported to the other. Others equate stream with a pipe. Data comes through the pipe, being processed and goes out. To understand stream, let's compare it with iterable. In article mentioned before, called asynchronous programming streams, stream is defined as a sequence and compared with iterable. It says a stream is a sequence of asynchronous events. It is like an asynchronous iterable, where instead of getting the next event when you ask for it, the stream tells you that there is event when it is ready. So it's a stream looks like iterable. Well, Dart is a single thread language, and I wondered how streams work in other single thread languages, for example JavaScript, and I found a simple and useful explanation. So look at the following article. It's content about stream in JavaScript, but I think it can be applied to stream in Dart. This article says that stream is an abstraction of a sequence data. So they compare stream as a sequence of data which is distributed in time. Usually we know sequences as arrays and lists, data distributed in space. First we load the whole sequence into memory and then process the data. Streams allow us to process data chunk by chunk. Chunk it's a piece of data, piece of information, element of a stream. As data appears in memory, pass it further and then to forget it immediately. In this case we don't need much memory, ideally just enough to hold one single chunk and the result of its transformation. So this article gives a link between stream and memory, and it also compares with streams as a sequence of data and iterable, but say array or lists in Dart it's we say about lists. Lists they are placed into memory as a whole thing. In streams we deal with chunks, say element, one of the elements of the stream. As I mentioned before, we were talking about event loop, and there is a video in YouTube channel where it is very useful video. It is a good explanation and demonstration how event loop looks like, how it works. I advise to look it and just start it to learn it. So that's it for today. Of course, you should look through the examples of stream, and the most important to understand is this topic is trying to create your own code using properties and methods of string class. I've made some examples and download it into GitHub. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.